Welcome to this Mint Network Administration Phase 3 training session on expanding existing configurations. First, we're going to take a look at use case number 1, adding a new partner to an existing process network. Then use case 2, adding a new transaction to an existing process network. Then use case 3, adding a new process network. And finally, use case 4, adding a new internal location with a different B2B connection. This course assumes you have completed the Mint Network Administration Phase 1 and Phase 2 training sessions. That means you already understand the Mint Network Administration, core concepts such as XTT, transform, B2B connection, etc., and the basic Mint transaction flow. So let's start with use case 1, adding a new partner to an existing process network. In this use case, you're not creating a new process network. Instead, you're expanding your existing network by onboarding a new partner. The current network setup, including choreography and transaction types, is already working for another partner. Because the new partner will use the same configuration, you can reuse most of the existing setup. Your primary task will include adding the new partner, establishing the link within the existing process network, and verifying that message settings align with intended transactions. If the partner uses the same transaction types, minimal configuration changes are required. However, if any new transaction types are introduced, additional message settings must be configured. By the end of this process, the new partner should be able to securely exchange transactions using the existing network. These assumptions set clear expectations before onboarding the new partner. First, we're working within a single existing Mint process network. No new network will be created. Second, the new partner will be added to the current network, ensuring continuity and consistency. Third and fourth, the partner will follow the same choreography and transaction models already in use. This minimizes complexity and reduces configuration effort. Fifth, we assume the partner is already onboarded in Opus and has all the required services licensed. Finally, the owner will continue receiving existing outbound transactions. If new outbound transactions are required, the owner must configure the outbound message settings independently. These assumptions help maintain clarity, consistency, and controlled implementation scope. I'm now going to show you how to add a new partner to an existing process network. First, we need to add the partner in Partner Master Data. Navigate to the main menu and select Master Data. Go to Partner and Partners. We can see that partners have already been added. To add a new partner, select Add New. You enter the name here, and to add the identifiers, select the add icon, and then enter the type, for example, GLN. Enter the value here, and select Apply. Then be sure to save. Now to create the link. Again, from the main menu, go to Administration. My Administration tab's already open. Go to Links and Network Links. Select Add New. And for the application, we're going to select Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower. Then the network. We're going to select External Manufacturing. The entity. This is the partner that you intend to link. And then scroll down to assign roles. For example, All Transaction Partner Admin, Manufacturing Supplier Partner Expanded, and Manufacturing Supplier Partner Standard. Then save. Now to create the link settings for the partner, once again under Administration, go to B2B Integration and Link Settings. Select Add New. In the B2B connection, I'm going to select this one from the drop-down menu Then here, select your partner. Then enter their ID. Then select Save. The partner side configuration follows the same steps covered in Mint Network Administration Phase 2 training session, so we won't repeat them here. Once the partner side configuration is complete, the partner will be able to send transactions successfully. As a reminder, here are the tasks you would complete for partner configuration. Now for use case 2, adding a new transaction to an existing process network. In this use case, the process network is already set up and operational. Instead of adding a new partner, we're introducing a new transaction type within the existing network. Let us review the key assumptions for this scenario. First, the owner operates a single process network for Mint and will work within that existing network. Second, the new transaction will be exchanged with the same existing partner, so no new partner onboarding is required. Third, the transaction will be transmitted through the SMTP B2B connection, meaning we'll create a new connection setup. Fourth, the new transaction will follow the same choreography as the current one, allowing us to reuse the established process flow. Finally, the post-processing transform set should include the new transaction. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to add a new transaction to an existing process network. From the main menu, select Extensible TraceLink Transfer. Select B2B Connections and SMTP Email. Click on the connection name hyperlink. I'm going to take this one for example. Then Edit. Scroll down to Inbound Configuration and select Add. Enter the base email address. The message type, this is forecast plan. Receiving partner is optional. Then enter allowed sender email address. Be sure to select Apply and then Save. An email address will then be created. Now adding the transform sets. Further configuration follows the same steps covered in Mint Network Administration Phase 2. So again, we won't repeat them here. Once these configurations are complete, you'll be able to send new transactions successfully. Further configuration follows the same steps covered in the Mint Network Administration Phase 2, so we won't repeat them here. Once these configurations are complete, you'll be able to send new transactions successfully. Those tasks are adding transform sets and setting up message settings. Now on to use case 3, adding a new process network. You may wonder why you might want multiple process networks for one application. It could be because of your business processes. You'll have different business processes like manufacturing, logistics, commerce, and clinical, for example. What a process network does is achieve that ability to keep your proper transactions in the proper context. So you would link your partners that are on the manufacturing side, like CMOs, to Mint for Manufacturing Network. And then you might want to link your partners on the logistics side of the business to a network called Mint for Logistics. That's the way that you can keep those transactions separate from each other. Let's quickly review the key assumptions for this use case. First, the owner already has an existing process network for Mint, so we're not starting from scratch here. We're creating an additional network alongside the existing one. Second, a new partner will be added to this new process network. Third, the owner will use the same inbound message format, so there's no change in the structure of incoming messages. Fourth, the new process network will use the same transactions as the existing one. Finally, this new process network will be used for UI to UI transactions. If you try to create a new process network using a name that already exists, our system will prevent creating a duplicate. I'm now going to show you how to add a new process network. Once again in Administration, go to Network and Apps, select Add New, select the application, for example, Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower, then enter the network name. This is a free text field. By default, the standard solution is selected. Then save. Tasks 2, 3, 4, and 5 were already performed in the Mint Phase 2 course, so they're not repeated here. Now use case 4, adding a new internal location with a different B2B connection. This situation typically comes up when the business expands or changes structure. For example, a new warehouse, plant, or regional office is added, and it requires a separate B2B connection due to regional IT policies or infrastructure setup. It can also happen during a merger or acquisition, where the new location already has its own B2B connection. Let's walk through this scenario. We're adding a new internal location, and we'll use a different B2B connection. Here are the key assumptions. First, the owner already has a single process network for Mint. Second, the new internal location is already created in master data. Third, we're adding this location to the existing process network, not creating a new one. Fourth, the different B2B connection is already set up. And finally, the protocol, ERP, and file format remain the same. I'm now going to show you how to add a new internal location with a different B2B connection in the system. Once again, under Administration, go to Links, Network Links. Select Add New. Select the application. Again, for example, Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower. Then select a network. I'm going to select this one. Then your entity. This one, for example. Now I'm going to add the roles. Then be sure to save. Now to create the inbound B2B connections. Once again in Administration, go to B2B Integration and Connection Association. Select Add New. Select your B2B connection. I'm going to take this one for example. Direction, this will be inbound. Associate with switch to locations, and I'm going to select the location. Then make sure you select Save. On the Search Connection Association screen, notice that the inbound association is already created. Now I'm going to associate outbound B2B connections. We select Add New, select the B2B connection. This time select Outbound, associate with locations again, and select the associated entities. Once you select Save, the outbound B2B association is added. If the new location uses a different protocol ERP file format, associate a transform set at the location level. For our use case, we're assuming it is using the same protocol. That brings us to the Mint Phase 3 training session. If you have any questions, please feel free to email tracelink university@tracelink.com. Thank you for your time today.